Thanks for joining today's Snapshot for Wednesday, June 17th. I want to remind the people of Dr. Martin Luther Church that we will be celebrating Holy Communion at 10 o'clock outdoors this Sunday. If for some reason you can't attend, or if it rains, we'll be distributing the bread and the wine at the drive-thru by the portico. I hope you can make it. Today we celebrate the birthday of a notable religious figure, especially notable in England and the United States, John Wesley, born in 1703. John Wesley was born into a high church Anglican family, and he and his brother Charles, they were two of at least 18 children born to his parents. They went to Oxford, and in Oxford, they not only studied, but had a devotional group which devoutly read the Bible and prayed. They were made fun of by fellow students. They were called the Holy Club or the Bible Moths, and they were called Methodists derisively because they methodically studied the Bible. Well, as you know, that name stuck and was forever attached to John Wesley especially. However, he was a high church Anglican himself and went to United States, to Georgia, where for 2 years he was the Episcopal priest or Anglican priest to the Savannah community. He also was a missionary to Native Americans in Georgia. But frankly, he was not well liked, and they asked him to leave after 2 years because his preaching was so poor. Well, then he went back to England, still a high church Anglican, and went to a parish there and went around from place to place in addition. And at each place they told him, please don't come back. We don't like your preaching. Well, in 1738, when he was 35 years old, he went to a Moravian Bible study and heard a preface that Martin Luther wrote to the book of Romans. And while listening to Luther's preface to the book of Romans, he felt his heart strangely warmed. This happened on Aldersgate Street, and that's the most famous line in all of Methodism. A heart strangely warmed at Aldersgate Street. There are many Methodist churches named after Aldersgate. There's a book company named Aldersgate. And he then became inspired and a great preacher, and he traveled all throughout the whole countryside of England. He said the world was his parish. He thought that Christianity should be a religion not of doctrine and law, which was so important not only to Lutherans but to Anglicans, but it should be a religion of love. And so that's the message he preached, as well as holiness of living. He was an opponent of slavery, and he was very much in favor of prison reform, and he made a very strong impact on the Protestant community on both sides of the Atlantic. Would Luther have liked him? I don't know. Luther was against people who were too radical, felt too much of the heart, who were unruly, who responded immediately based on emotion. He called them Schwärmer. But interestingly, Wesley was very big in the ecumenical movement and wanted Christians together throughout the world. And as a matter of fact, the ELCA now is in an ecumenical relationship with the Methodist Church. We have a relationship with Presbyterians, Episcopalians, Reformed Church in America, Moravians, and for the last 11 years, we have what's called full communion. We can worship in each other's congregation, receive the sacrament, and preachers can preach back and forth from denomination to denomination. Well, his brother, Charles Wesley, wrote 6,500 hymns. Isn't that amazing? 10 of them are in the Lutheran hymnal that we use in our church. Let's close with one verse of one of the favorites. Love divine, all loves excelling, joy of heaven to earth come down. Fix in us thy humble dwelling, all thy faithful mercies crown. Jesus, thou art all compassion, pure, unbounded love thou art. Visit us with thy salvation and enter every trembling heart. God bless you today.